for Section 5 Class 4A Volleyball, our second semifinal, as third seed Maple Grove takes on number 2 seed Champlin Park. The winner will take on number 1 seed Wayzata in the final. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Andy Gugesberg, and not a big surprise to see these teams in this spot, Andy. I think certainly Champlin Park, but Maple Grove has also had a pretty strong year. They've been in the top 10 most of the year. Still a decided underdog tonight, but they are a team that is looking to peak and try and at least give Champlin Park all they can handle.
Absolutely. This Maple Grove team is playing really good volleyball down the last stretch of the season. They're doing a lot of really nice things. Ball control is there. Attackers are hitting spaces that are open, not trying to just beat the crap out of the ball and hit it as hard as they can. They're hitting smarter, not harder, and have really put a nice little run here together.
Champlin Park, I think their biggest fear is hopefully we haven't already penciled ourselves into the final against Wayzata. Before the season even started, everybody expected that would be the matchup. They have been tripped up a couple times late in the season too. Rogers got them. They also lost a tournament match last weekend. So I wouldn't say they're slumping, but they know that they need to be on their game to win this match and hopefully play again.
Right, absolutely. You know, they had the big one was the Rogers match. That was the one that kind of threw me. The match they lost at Lakeville North, that one was unexpected, but it's a best 2 out of 3. It's a tournament format. It's a little different. This is the real deal. Now they're playing backs against the wall, and not only do they want to play clean enough to win this one, they also want to carry that momentum into the section final. If they look past this Maple Grove team, Maple Grove will take them, because that's what this Maple Grove team does. They're unassuming, but they just keep grinding on you.
Let's talk key players to look for in tonight's contest. Obviously, we got talent all around the board, but we picked out a couple, starting with Abby Boltice for Maple Grove. But they're going to need some offense from a lot of spots, but certainly she's one that they'll look to.
Yeah, Abby does such a good job. She's available to score anytime she's in the front row, anytime she's available and working. They try to get her the ball, and she scores it in a bunch of different spaces. She's going to be an offensive threat. We'll see if she can actually slow some balls down with the block and maybe give us a couple points from the service line as well.
And for Champlin Park, I'm going to talk about Lily Reese. She's somebody who's really impressed me this season. Maybe not the first name you think of when you talk Rebels volleyball, but been very efficient for them.
I would 100% agree with that. I was talking with their quarterfinal match coach, Joy Johnston, and she asked me about who to watch out for, and that was the first name I brought up. Lily Reese scores it from everywhere. She hits on the left, she hits in the middle, she hits on the right, plays a little back row. She is one of the cogs that everybody knows about a couple of the other kids, but Lily just chips away and chips away and chips away and will beat you by herself if she needs to.
Jameson Gray, the Maple Grove coach, the one word he used was, we have to believe. We can't give them points just because they have a CP on their chest tonight.
Yeah, they were the number 2. Champlin Park was the number 2 team at the beginning of the season. People have shown that they are beatable, and not just by Wayzata. So there's a formula out there to beat them. If you can execute that formula and have the athletes, the horses to run with it, you can pull this off. If they believe, I'd like to see this go 4 or 5.
Last year's matchup was a 4-setter with Maple Grove falling, but they did press Champlin Park. They're going to try to do the same and maybe even more here tonight. The Crimson and the Rebels with a spot in the Section 5 championship on the line next.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Welcome back, as Wayzata as the top seed hosting both semifinals, so the teams and fans could watch them both back-to-back. So for these teams, kind of a neutral court matchup here as the Rebels and Crimson get set to do battle here tonight. Of course, they met during the regular season. Jamison Gray, you got to love it. He's got the Crimson logo and the volleyball on his head, and the players have signed his head. What doesn't say playoffs more than that?
Jamison, always a fan favorite. Kids love playing for him.
Audrey Waterman serving for Maple Grove, and we are underway as the Crimson get on the board first with that ace serve from Waterman.
They're going right at hole line there, and she's not able to handle. They pull her out of serve receive, and Gilk will step in.
Axness coming to Gilk, and she will put it away as the Rebels quickly even it up. Look at the lineups here for these two teams. Maple Grove actually did make a couple of last-minute changes on us here, but you'll see a lot of these players, and that's the lineup at Champlin Park, Scott. Got freshman Tess Schuler, who was on their JV list for Maple Grove in the regular season. They brought up a few, and she actually got the start here tonight as well. Ace serve there for Axness. And another.
Axness with a really nice jump float serve. Ball's got a lot of movement on it. I think we're going to make a little adjustment into the serve receive. Yeah, they'll pull Orrock back to pass.
Schuler gets the good pass away this time. Gilk able to dig that one up, and then Axness over to Reese, and she puts it away.
Reese in transition is one of the most lethal middles I've seen. Her and Kelsenberg gonna go toe-to-toe if this thing goes the way everybody's thinking it is, but she gets an early swing here. Takes the tip, hang it a little bit, opening to the 5.
And nice job on the setter dump there by Waterman as Maple Grove breaks the string of Rebels points. And Bolt Ice will serve here for the Crimson, down 4-2. Axness coming to Gilk down the line.
Little delay on the touch there. Gilk lets it drop, lets the block get past her, and then throws that ball down the line. They don't care how, they just care how many, as Gilk is going to get her number called quite a bit tonight.
Lily Reese to serve here for the Rebels with a 5-2 lead. Overpass there, and Gilk puts it away.
One of those things that keep petitioning that'll never change. I think Reese should get an assist on that for the tough serve, but it'll just go down as an overpass kill for Gilk.
Champlin Park looks relaxed out here so far. Well, then a serve that's wide of the mark, but
still relaxed.
Yes. McKinley Hartle, a freshman to serve here for Maple Grove. And misfires with that one, so they trade service errors, and the Rebels lead us back to 4. Well, Hayter Harrelson coming in for Champlin Park, and Carly Gilk to serve it up. Dug up there by Erickson, and got that one over. Good save, and that ball tight to the net. Orrock, roll shot into the corner.
Really nice spot there from the junior right side. She'll earn some time on the bench after that. Good look here. Good out-of-system set. She sees the line is open, pushes it behind Erickson. Down for the point.
Annika Olsen serving here for Maple Grove. And put away by Adler, another left-hander for Champlin Park.
Really nice swing there out of the middle. Adler might be is the only middle blocker in 4A in the section semifinals. I can say that with complete confidence. Not a lot of them out there. Smaller schools, you might have more of them, but she does such a good job. John doesn't want to put her anywhere else.
Gilk digging that one up. Axness getting to it, and then that ball was just out. Bolter looking line with it. I looked at the wrong line, Judge, because one, it was not long, but it was wide. Marta Haugen, the serve now for the Crimson, and she misses. Kind of get the feeling they're maybe thinking they need to be too fine with these serves, that we need something great rather than just something good.
It's a really good point, Jay. Sometimes you got to get in and test what their serve receivers can do. If they start passing everything right on Axness's head, you might have to challenge it. But right now, it's an easy call on a missed serve.
Great hustle to run it down by Waterman. Reese had that one blocked. And they'll come back row to Gilk, and she scores it. Axness, a lot of weapons at her disposal, but she also makes a lot of good choices.
Yeah. Rebel fans chanting, she's a Gopher, has committed to play with Stella and Olivia Swenson at Minnesota.
Strong block thrown up there by Reese. And that one was wide down the line. And to say the Champlin Park's got the better of the students' cheering section tonight, although Maple Grove, they probably split some. They've got their boys and girls soccer playing in state quarterfinal game over at Edina tonight, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say maybe some of their kids are there. Big swing there by Boltice, but they get to it. Come to Waterman this time. And once again, looking for the corner is Bolter, and gets it.
I think that's on the scouting report that deep zone one is wide open, as we've seen it hit 3 times and hit at 2 more times and just missed.
Erickson to serve here for Champlin Park. They have looked solid in this first set, leading at 12-5. Back set to Waterman. Gilk, though, digging it up, and then Axness, smart choice, attacks that second ball. The pass was pretty tight to the net. She didn't panic, just left hand converting, 13-5.
Yeah, Axness, this is a really good ball. It's a tight dig. We'll get this here. Good cross-court swing. Great dig from Gilk. It's tight. Notices that both the middle and left front blockers are on their heels. Has the opportunity to throw that one down and get the point and the timeout. 13-5 here. Everything going Champlin Park's way. Maple Grove needs to relax. We talked about belief, and right now, relax and then believe. Right now, I think they're trying to do too much with every single touch they have, thinking they might not get another opportunity. Take care of what you can control, get it up and off the net, let your setter run the offense, hitters take big swings, and see what happens. It worked. I keep bringing this up. Wayzata swept Hopkins. But the first 2 sets, Hopkins just played clean volleyball and played loose and relaxed, and they were in it. That's all Maple Grove needs to do to get back in this set.
Erickson to serve out of the timeout. They're coming at Boltice, and she has had a little bit of struggle on serve receive. Gilk will tip. Waterman gets there. And then this one put away by Boltice.
Great pickup on the tip there. Nice ball through the block and down as Reese and Axness don't quite close things up.
Ginny Schuler will serve here. Down the line and misfiring there was Ava Bolter. She has consistently looked for the corner, that time with a full swing, but misfired. Schuler to serve it again here. And Reese, that ball will score for the Rebels. I think it ended up in anyway, but I think it was touched by a blocker as well.
Good swing to get out of a tough rotation here. Hang it. If you can't run it in system and run it fast, then you got to go a little bit higher with the set. Reese adjusts, hits the higher ball, and finds the deep corner.
Bolter into the tape, put that one, so Crimson get a free point. 14-8 Champlin Park lead as Waterman to serve. Orak coming back in for the Crimson. Axness will come to Gilk, skipping it off the block. Teschouler digging that one. And then too strong, but it was tipped by the blocker, so score it for Maple Grove.
Good swing there, Waterman, Boltice, right? Yeah, Boltice finding Axness's hands, intentional tool off the top of the block, score it.
Gilk cross court for that one, and Hartle unable to dig it up. Good adjustment too by Gilk. The ball wasn't exactly where she was expecting, but just kind of rotated her body a little bit and got a clean shot at it. Axness' serve here for Champlin Park. She started out with some very tough serves that gave the Crimson trouble and kind of got them trailing right from the get-go. And that one sprayed too long as Riley Inman misfiring there.
The role player is doing a pretty good job here for Champlin Park. That's an uncharacteristic miss there from Inman.
Boltice serve just too long. Good talk by the Rebels, although it was close to hitting that line. I wasn't sure they were making the right choice from my vantage point, but they were. Lily Reese to serve, her team up by 6. Rebels have led throughout this opening set, although Maple Grove has certainly tightened it up a little bit. Axness fighting that one off. And off the ceiling. Little joust at the net, play on. Axness ranging over, Inman the tip, Waterman is there. Now Orak. And Gilk, that one might have possibly been going out, but Ava Rail wasn't going to take any chances and played it.
Sometimes you just hit it hard and hope for a good result, and that I think is what Gilk did there. We see this out-of-system ball. And yeah, I think she spatched that. That was going to be long, but...
Waterman with a great set there to Seward, and she puts it away. So they went quick.
Seward finding a gap in the block, good enough for the serve-receive kill, and a much-needed side out for the Crimson.
Hartle to serve here for Maple Grove. Pushed out toward the corner, and getting there was Rail. Adler got back up again quick there. And that one is wide. Maple Grove asking for a touch, but not going to get it.
Wait a minute.
And it is going to be, yeah.
Touch. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was. Great camera work again, guys.
And Maple Grove's early plea for that pays off. So they're within 5. But then that serve is out. They've had that's about the 3rd or 4th one to nearly the same spot. Obviously it's a spot they're looking to hit, but not being able to do it so far. So Gilk at the service line, her team back up by 6. And just tipped over there by Quam. Inman a big swing, but it's dug up. Oops, then that curtain comes into play there. We saw some regular season matches here where that definitely can be an issue.
Yeah, it's an out-of-system play, so you want to bump set it high to the pin, but you don't have that much room to work with when you're going across the court like that.
Still too strong with that serve. So Maple Grove's been able to play them kind of even up later in the set. The problem is they fell behind big early, so it's, you know, they've just been cutting it to 5 or 6 is the best they've been able to do so far. Olsen to serve. Axness getting that one to Adler, but dug up by Hartle. Off the block and score it for Haugen of Maple Grove.
A big downhill swing from the junior outside as she gets the edge of the block and still finds the court. Really nice swing there.
Yeah, really maybe one of their best attacks, I think, of this first set so far. And they've got to feel a little bit better than they did at the beginning. I mean, obviously you're not playing to stay close or anything like that in a section semifinal, but very early in this set, it looked like they were going to get run off the court, and at least they've certainly made an effort and gotten back into it.
Yeah, it's a competitive set now, and you're right. They haven't caught any gains on Champlin, but they were down 6 early and have kept it at 6.
Gilk down to get that one, and Axness chasing it down. To the outside, and that ball was good. Nice angle shot out by Quam.
Now the freshman middle really doing a nice job here. She goes up, she sees the block directly in front of her, has the angle to the right, or to the left, excuse me, right back on the Champlin Park side, and finds the floor.
That's something we hadn't really talked about that much. Maple Grove has got quite a bit of young talent in this program. We're seeing a lot of 9th graders playing here tonight. And that one's going to be too long from Boltice. And back to a 6-point lead here for the Rebels. Erickson to serve for Champlin Park. And Waterman delivering with a strong cross-court hit there.
The true 6'2" setter hitter does a really nice job in both roles for the Crimson. Active blocker, smart attacker, and a wonderful setter.
Jenny Schuler in to serve here for Maple Grove. And a battle at the net, and Axness, they kind of got away with one there. That pass was not a great one, but she recognized that she had to quickly turn her attention to the net and actually won the little battle with Boltice.
A good reaction there to get her hands back across on the overpass.
And they didn't see that pass coming up. I think one thing that's a little bit overrated, maybe, or excuse me, not overrated, underrated about Axness is her feet. She gets to the right spot quickly. She's not taking a lot of extra steps or anything. She just seems to be there, whether the pass is where it needs to be or not. And Boltice a misfire there as they're back to struggling on serve receive a little bit. And now a set point chance for Champlin Park.
Efficient footwork from the setter makes everybody else's life a lot easier, and we're looking at set point because of it.
Bolter the serve. Boltice off the block here. Bolter able to dig it up. Now Carly Gilk will put it away, and the set point goes on the board for Champlin Park as they roll in the first set, 25-16, looking very much like one of the state's best teams so far, Andy.
Absolutely. We see a lot of shots go into that deep one corner. It's really open for them. We'll see if Maple Grove makes an adjustment or two coming back for set 2.
Second set up next year as the Rebels take the first here on CCX. Welcome back. One of the team cameras there. We're getting a look at what that shot looks like for them as down in that end zone shot. 25-16, Champlin Park defeating Maple Grove in the first set here this evening at Wayzata High School. Our second semifinal in the Section 5 4A tournament as we look at, had nothing but sweeps so far. The quarterfinals, the only one that you maybe thought it could be a bit of a toss-up was the 4-5 matchup coming in, and Hopkins ended up sweeping Osseo in that one. The other ones I think were somewhat no-doubters, and then Wayzata did get pushed a little bit by Hopkins, maybe more than 3-0 looks like, but ultimately put the Royals away and advanced to the championship. And set number 1 looked like pretty much all Rebels in this second semi.
We've seen Champlin Park come out really hot in set 1 and then not continue that energy later on. We'll see if they're able to make that adjustment and make that change and put 3 good sets together here. Crimson hoping that they can rattle the Rebels, and we'll see what happens as we start set 2.
Ava Bolter serving here for Champlin Park. Bolter getting to that one on the tip by Schulte. Run down there by Hartle. And they'll give it to Gilk. And great hustle to get to that ball by Schulte. Reese on the slide. Blocker's got a good piece though. Now Waterman rolling it to the middle, and a good defensive point for Maple Grove. There were a couple of times when you might have thought the ball was going to be down, but they stayed with it, and I think they have to feel good about at least the energy and you know, like we talked about, they need to relax more than anything. Here's Waterman serving. Gilk with some hang time there. Orak, tough ball to get to, but you put it in play at least. And Gilk, a little change of pace tip there.
Gilk took her eye off the ball to take a look at where Waterman was, saw she was deep, tipped it short. Great adjustment by the junior right side here.
Axna serving for Champlin Park. Orak a swing. Erickson a nice dig there. Fought off by Hartle. And Gilk ripping it cross court, and that one was good again. She's been on target tonight.
She certainly has. She's doing a wonderful job. That point, if I'm giving out that point to somebody, it probably goes to Erickson, though. She had that great defensive dig and then handled the free ball, allowing Gilk to get that one-on-one.
Gilk able to dig that one up, and then the joust at the net. Crimson felt like they were going to get that point, but then Reese puts it away. Seward did some good work up front there, and I thought it was going to be Maple Grove's point.
Yeah, that was a well-earned point by the Rebels there. A couple chaotic plays at the net. I cannot get over those jorts. And we got socks with sandals back there, Jay. Just fashion everywhere.
And that one put away despite Bolter's effort. Crimson to within 3-2 as Casey Schulte, another of that talented freshman group, back to serve. And Gilk had that one denied by Haugen.
Haugen pretty excited about that stuff block. Gilk died inside. Had some line, didn't take it, decided to go into the heart of that block.
They knew it was a great block, and they also knew who it was against, too.
That's a big part of it. That's a big part of it.
Reese answers back, though, and says, all right, take that, Crimson. Rebels leading 4-3. Lily Reese to serve. Right side to Orrock, down the line, and it was good.
Great discipline on that shot from Orrock as she takes a little off so she can add some accuracy. Puts it right where she needs it.
Yeah, it does seem like that might be part of relaxing, that they haven't been just trying to be so fine with everything as they were early on. Adler, a big swing there. We had a net violation against Maple Grove anyway, but it will be a point for the Rebels.
That is a quick arm on Adler there.
Bellison coming in now for Champlin Park. Gilk will serve. And off the net. Good job to stay with it, though. Inman the tip. Uh-oh. Maple Grove getting all bunched up. Now pushed to the outside. Gilk ran it down, though. And then the next one cannot get to it, though, as Quam delivers for Maple Grove, and they're all smiles.
That freshman has that zone 1 picked off pretty well. It's her second shot to almost the exact same spot on the floor.
I was thinking about earlier, sometimes it feels like maybe in a match like this, freshmen don't know any better, that they're supposed to be nervous out here. And sometimes it can almost be the other way around, where seniors start to think about, oh man, this could be my last match.
Yep, absolutely right. I've seen it more times than I care to remember. Seniors getting nervous in what might be their last match, start thinking about it being their last match and not able to relax and just play the game.
O-line to serve here, as we've been tight throughout this second set after Champlin Park built an early lead and I don't want to say coasted, but we're comfortably in the lead throughout the first. Waterman, a swing here off the tape. Good hands by Axness, but then that pass, unable to do anything with it. Feels like Maple Grove has just kind of upped their game in all phases here in the second set.
The serves that were going out are landing in. The attacks that were off speed and at somebody are now finding holes.
Haugen to serve. Adler the tip. Oh, and it just got it done as Schulte almost had a good block, but she was starting to come down and couldn't keep the hands penetrating the net there. Erickson to serve now for Champlin Park. They're up by a point. Big swing and put away by Casey Schulte. A lot of room there in that spot, and she hit it.
A good swing from the freshman outside. Not playing freshman volleyball anymore, just really good footwork here. Sees the space, finds the edge of Lily Reese, and puts it into the ground.
Vinny Schuler serving here for Maple Grove as they try and take the lead. Lily Reese, though, delivers for Champlin Park. Rebels aren't dominating as much as they did, but they haven't really let Maple Grove put together a run in this second either. Bolter serving for Champlin Park. As you saw, DC Brown, one of the more respected assistants around the state for sure. There's Waterman delivering for Maple Grove.
Gets wide on the set, so she's able to come in and hit that super cross-court shot with intent and purpose and a lot of pace.
Waterman serving here for Maple Grove as we're tied up at 8 here in the second set after Champlin Park won in the first. Nice dig there by Schuler, Tess Schuler, and her counterpart Erickson doing the same. And rolled to the middle. There's Schulte delivering again for Maple Grove. She has really come alive here and helping them to this 9-8 lead. Axness coming out to Gilk. Dug up though by Schuler. Waterman with the dump.
Roll to the middle again, and they'll score it again as Schulte coming through with another kill. So a 10-8 lead for the Crimson. Waterman to serve. Rebels got it over, but it wasn't pretty. And this one smoked home again. Auroch.
Really nice downhill swing from the right side. Take another look as this ball splits the seam.
And Gilk able to score that one.
Kind of a return of the favor there.
One of the first times where I thought Champlin Park was starting to look a little bit hesitant a couple times there, and they're still down by 2. Axness to serve. And Auroch delivering again, this time from the left side. Maple Grove has certainly got their confidence going here a lot more than they did early on.
There's another good rotation. We'll take a look at the end of this one. Serve receive ball, tracks her down. Whole lot of cross court open.
Service error followed that though, so it's 12-10, and the Rebels, Lily Reese to serve here. And a little miscommunication there.
Caught that rafter again as well.
And your eyes follow the ball up there, and you don't want to overreact to it, and then all of a sudden it's changing direction on you. Oops, Hartle that time trouble in serve receive, as now the Rebels have evened it up. Very early in the match, Maple Grove was struggling quite a bit to pass the serves, but of late had been a lot better. That time Hartle got a little bit out of position. Reese coming short with that one. Hartle gets to it. Inman going cross court and finds the seam with that one. Rebels now surging into the lead. And Reese.
All excited trying to get back to that service line.
Now, you know, on the bus ride home, that's what they're going to remind her about, not all the great plays.
Yeah, exactly. Ought to be a kid.
Oof. There's Haugen hammering that one. We're even up at 13 here in set 2. Champlin Park prevailed 25-16 in the first, but right from the start, the second has been much more competitive. Maple Grove had the lead for a good stretch. Rebels went back in front by 1, and now we're tied up. Gilk hammering that one cross court.
Sometimes she's able to just go to a space that there's not many people that can defend.
And that time a misfire by Haugen, who'd been pretty hot of late, but this time a hitting error, and it'll be 15-13 Rebels. Ooh, tough serve there. Erickson to Axness and then to Adler, but they dig it up. Or kind of a smirk on her face, like that wasn't really how we had that one designed, but it was almost like a changeup there, and the blockers couldn't make the play.
Right, and then listen, we're just trying to rotate, man. That's it, Riley. Just find a way to score.
Olsen the serve. Axness coming to Adler and hammers that one.
Good route there as Bellison kind of looked like she was running the slide, drew a block, which means, yeah, that's a one-on-one, and Adler's going to win that every time.
Whole line to serve here. Champlin Park up by 2. Erickson digging up that cross-court attempt. Now it's Gilk, and she scores it again. She has been ultra efficient here tonight.
Big swing out of the backcourt, and we'll get a timeout. We'll take a look at that point again. Good in-system play. Axness moving past the midline, goes over her back shoulder to set Gilk, who just swings straight through and down for the point. 17-14 Rebels. Again, it never felt like Champlin Park was in trouble, but they were down up until about 12 points as we take a look at the head coaches, Jay.
Jamison Gray, a little graffiti on the head. It's actually a volleyball and crimson, and then the players signing his head. and there are a ton of coaches probably that would do that or let their players do that, but I think it was his way of trying to let them have fun and relax a little bit. Early on, it didn't seem to work out that way, but they've certainly played much better since. And there's John Junker, Champlin Park's head coach, and I asked him directly, are you worried about overlooking? Because everybody thinks it's going to be Champlin Park Wayzata. He said, a little bit, yeah. They're high school kids. I mean, you can talk about it all you want, but they have to come out and believe that. And obviously, we're near Halloween here too. That's great thing. I always love that about playoff volleyball. That's what part of the fun. Olsen setting it here. That one into the tape, though, from Haugen. And now the Rebels have started to put together a little run here. They're up by 4.
List of coaches that wouldn't let somebody sign their head. First, John Junker. After that, I don't know where the list goes. I'm probably in the top 5. I thought I was nice when my girls qualified this last year and I let them pick out my shoes for the next day. Little things, Jay, little things.
Service error for the Rebels gives it back to Maple Grove. Haugen to serve. They're down 18-15 after they played a much better second set and indeed led for a while in the middle here. Overpass there, wiped to the outside by Quam. Erickson didn't get that one turned the way she wanted to, and they're not going to be able to get it over, so 1-point lead.
Whatever inspiration Jamison gave in the timeout seems to be working.
Haugen serving again here. Oops, that one into the net, and Rebels go back up by 2. Erickson to serve here for Champlin Park. They've certainly had to work for it more in this second, but again, they still seem to have kind of kept that even keel throughout. Waterman tipping to a wide open spot. Rebels a little slow to rotate that time.
Yeah, crash in from Erickson. Gilk doesn't make the move up. That's a really well-placed tip.
Ginny Schuler to serve here. Her team trying to tie it back up. And she'll do it. As a little miscommunication or lack of communication there as Gilk and Holine both going for that ball. Coming right back at Gilk there. And great block. Crimson back in front.
Take a look at this great block. A little high set to Reese. Block is patient. Left block closes.
Cross court for Bolter, but it's dug up. And Waterman did a great job on a ball out wide. Cuts it hard, cross court. Crimson by 2.
Everyone in the gym looking at John Yunker, seeing when he's going to call his timeout. He's sitting on it right now.
Schuler will try and keep the run going here for Maple Grove. Reese tipping to the outside. And then that pass off target. It'll be a point for Champlin Park. 21-20. You see them, they're not attacking as hard and as smooth, and credit Maple Grove for part of that too, but Rebels, maybe for the first time, having a little bit of doubts here and there. Bolter, a tough serve there. They just get to it.
Oh boy.
Gilk reaching and tip back over, and they'll live to play again here. Gilk this time will get a swing, and it'll be out. 21 all.
Well, that first one super tight. Carly just tried to stay alive there. She landed and pulled her feet back right away, making sure she didn't get hurt. Second ball was right where she wants it, about 3 to 5 feet off the net, and she can take over at that space.
Bolter, a strong serve here. And then Olsen putting it on target for Seward. Crimson back in front.
Seward hasn't had her name called often. She doesn't get a whole lot of sets, but she's taken full advantage of every opportunity she has. This is a great spot.
Waterman serving for Maple Grove. Outside to Gilk, and she'll tie it back up.
This is one of those moments where everybody knows where it's going, and it doesn't really matter much.
Yeah, and if you're Axness, it's not the time to, make friends with everybody. You got to go where your best chance to score is, and in this rotation, that's probably Carly Gilk.
And the next rotation,
yeah,
and the next
exactly.
rotation.
And that'll be an ace as the Rebels retake the lead. Axness giving Hartle a ball she could not pass, and now a timeout taken with the Crimson down by 1.
22-23, Maple Grove trailing here. Axness at the line. Gilk in the 3. On the other side, I think we got a couple freshmen in the front row. Can't remember if it's Orrock or Waterman. It might be if Waterman's in the front row, they're going to run everybody else away from her and get her the one-on-one. See how she does there to get this side out. But right now, it hasn't been serve-receive offense that's been causing problems for the Crimson. It's been serve-receive. When they're in trouble, it's because the pass doesn't get there. So if they get a pass on target, they'll probably get this side out here. Neon out for Maple Grove, maybe? Looks like costume day for Champlin, but I think it's a neon out for the Crimson over there.
Axness, we'll see if she can continue her strong serving here. Comes at Hartle again. This time gets the pass up. Or cross court. Erickson, a great dig though. Inman had it blocked. They scramble, and then that one was blocked. I thought maybe it was just off the tape, but we play on.
I think everyone in maroon agrees with you, Jay.
Run down by Axness there. Cross court and out. Long point won by Champlin Park. And now a set point opportunity for the Rebels. And wide. Axness has been money serving, but not that time.
23-24. Crimson need a couple here.
Schulte to serve for Maple Grove. Gonna come for Gilk, and she puts it away. Champlin Park not gonna mess around with letting Maple Grove extend this one as they get a key kill there from Gilk. 25-23 Rebels, a whole lot tougher, but the result ultimately the same.
Yeah, Crimson hanging around, taking the lead, keeping the pressure on the Rebels. And honestly, if I'm John Yunker, I'm excited about that. Excited that we got pushed in this set, so we know we're going to have to bring it in order to win this match, and that'll actually probably prep us better, assuming we can win one more set here, prep us better for a Wayzata team on Wednesday.
So it's Champlin Park now up 2 sets. The third coming up next here on CCX Section 5 for a semifinal volleyball.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back here to Wayzata High School. Champlin Park leading Maple Grove 25-16, or beating them in the first 2 sets, 25-16, 25-23 to go up 2 sets to none. Maple Grove a little shaky in the first, much better in the second, but now having to win this next one to extend the match. Waterman will serve to begin our 3rd set. Gilk had to really reach for that one, and it's out. So 1-0 lead here for Waterman and the Crimson. Reese a swing there. Schuler dug it up, and they scramble and get it over. Outside to Gilk, and again, not a bad place to go. 1-1. Axness will serve.
Like to see some of these other pin hitters get a little bit of action here.
Waterman coming outside to the freshman Schulte, and she delivers again. She has been solid here tonight.
Remember 2 years ago when we were covering Champlin Park, we talked about how great their freshman class was and how it was going to be really good in a couple of years. Same thing to be said on Maple Grove side right now.
Yeah, and those are all juniors right now for the Rebels that are leading this team, and Gilk scoring there.
Take a look at that one again. Good move on the serve-receive ball. Gilk just gets one left hanging up, and she puts it into the 5-16. Schulte wishes she had that one back. Thought it might be going out.
Lily Reese serving here. Axness to Adler, and that one will score.
Game ball touch for the announcers.
All right, down the line. Whoa, that one caroming wildly off the ceiling. And an effort made, but not much you could do with that one.
Another kill from Orrock down the line. Juniors put together a nice little match here today.
Kinley Hartle serving here for the Crimson. Inman will tip, but Waterman was right there. And rolled to the middle and put away there by Haugen.
Take another look at this one. A little out of system set there. Roll shot drops right in the campfire.
Back they come for Gilk, and she hammers it.
Ava Reel just looking like I didn't get an opportunity for that one. Big swing from the junior right side.
Four to four. Hartle a little trouble with that one, but they'll get it over anyway. Orak gets to that one, and it'll score again. Gilk a last-second dive at it, but
I don't know if you want to swing your defense over there and see if Orak can hit cross court, but she's making a living down this line.
Schuler the serve here. Now they'll come
geez.
to Gilk in the back row.
Hayter Harrelson almost got landed on there.
Five to five now as Holine will serve here for Champlin Park. Off the block there, Bolter getting to it, dumped over by Axness.
That's a really good spot, but in a section semifinal, that ball shouldn't fall. Good heads-up play by Axness, catching them on their heels.
And Schuler and Quam weren't quite on the same page there. Quam just doing what you could to reach for that ball at the left hand. So the Rebels lead it by 2. Haugen a swing there. Now it's Bolter's turn. Haugen off the block will score it again. Pretty dynamic hitter from that left side.
Absolutely, does a really nice job.
Haugen to serve here, her team down by a point. Adler had that one dug up. Oh, good recovery by Waterman after having it blocked. Gilk able to keep control of it, and Adler sends a free ball over. Waterman, good adjustment there. Oh, and it's wide. Quam got a little too aggressive there, really attacked that ball and didn't quite hit the line.
If I'm Jamison Gray, I'm really excited about that error. That's an overpass, big aggressive swing. Do the aggressive thing, see what happens.
Little moisture on the court here, it looks like, as Gilk cleaning things up. Erickson to serve here for Champlin Park, 8-6. And another great attack from Schulte. Quam will serve here for Maple Grove, down by a point. Here's Reese, good set by Axness.
Find him in rhythm. Feed the hardworking middles.
And that one's off the curtain. Good job to stay with it, though. And then it's off the block. I give credit there to Seward. That ball obviously changed directions in a hurry, but they didn't panic. Waterman to serve here for Maple Grove as she tries to tie it up. and will do so. Champlin Park, they've had quite a few times where they've not communicated on a serve, and you're seeing, little mini collisions.
It's the whistle. It's a quick serve here, almost with the whistle most of the time for the Crimson. Rebels not able to get set as much as they would like.
That one again glancing off the ceiling. Auroch stayed with it. Now it's Gilk pushing across court. Tip to the outside, and now Axness will come to Lily Reese, and she scores it. I think, like you said earlier, it's important that they get somebody other than Gilk going a little bit too, and in the last couple it's been Reese.
Take a look at the end of this one. Great ball in the seam. Not quite sure where the blockers were taken away there.
Axness serving for Champlin Park.
Great get.
Erickson keeping that ball up, and Gilk scores it. And she comes over to Erickson like, yeah, she recognizes that was her point.
Such a great reading libero. Hard to find somebody with a nose for the ball like that. She's got it.
Axness, a misfire there. Been a key server tonight, but that time too short with it, and it'll be Schulte to serve now for Maple Grove. Back to a 1-point lead for Champlin Park. And we're tied up. Bolter caught backpedaling there, and it could have maybe been played by O-line, but didn't communicate that. Inman firing away, then that one glanced off that big speaker hanging up there. Well, coming back in for Maple Grove is Reese to serve here. The Rebels up by 1, trying to sweep Maple Grove. Oof. Hammered away by Haugen.
It's a healthy cut. Take another look at it here. Her body line is so good on this ball. Comes in a straight line, swings straight ahead. Block doesn't get in front of it. Score it all day.
Hardle to serve here for the Crimson. Adler, they're not going to be able to get to that one as Rail tried to dig it up.
Adler with another nice swing through the ball. Takes it to 5 this time.
Carly Gilk will serve here. Rebels by 1. Oops. Haugen adjusting. Adler, another swing there, and off of Quam. 14-12. And these tough serves are playing a benefit in a way that you wouldn't think about it. They're the passes sometimes are getting away from them a little bit and hitting the ceiling. Haugen had that one blocked by Adler. And they range over and get another. Axness going to come back for Gilk. Missed the line that time, though.
Great lateral quickness by Adler, getting back-to-back block touches that kept the ball on Maple Grove's side. And then the late hitting error there.
You do all those drills in practice where you're shuffling it up and jump, and it paid off right there.
Absolutely.
There's one off the ceiling on the other side of the court that time after a good serve, so we're even up at 14. John Junker wants an adjustment on serve-receive here a little bit. Ginny Schuler serving here, trying to give the Crimson the lead. Adler the tip. Haugen off the block. Now Gilk will give it to Inman. Here's Waterman. Roll shot there. Axness digging it. Gilk will swing from the back row. Oh, ouch. That one hitting rail in the face after going off her teammate. That doesn't feel good.
Let's get the trainer out there. Good downhill swing there from Gilk into the 1-6 seam. Trainer will take her into concussion protocol here. Ooh. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that.
It's the teammate trying to dig the ball up.
Yep.
Changes the direction and square in the face. So Holine to serve. Everybody kind of a little deep breath there and hoping that she's all right. And that went into the tape from Quam. Set wasn't real high there. 16-14 now. Champlin Park, I think, maybe sensing an opportunity to put their foot on the gas and pull away. Adler getting up for the block there. And then Erickson digs the next one. Bolter down the line, but let's see, is it good? No.
Again, the line judge to our right had it in on the end line. Line judge to our left had it out on the sideline.
Haugen to serve here for Maple Grove as they are back within one. Oof. Here's Adler. She has gotten going here a little bit, and probably by design a little bit. Axna saying we're going to get Catherine a few swings here. 2-point Rebels lead here as Erickson to serve. Outside for Waterman down the line, but missed it. That was kind of a key point. I felt like if that one was in, it's certainly a swing for them. Now they're down 3.
As we say in the game, running out of road to come back here.
Axness will come to Reese on the slide. Schuler gets there. Go back for Gilk, tipping, and it'll drop in. And timeout, Coach Gray.
Jameson calling a timeout, feeling like his athletes are doing a pretty good job here. Can they make adjustments down the stretch? Gilk's unloaded on a couple of balls, so you see everybody kind of on their heels. Good vision by Carly there to tip that one over the block in front of the backcourt, and a 4-point lead to the Rebels. Reese Axness knowing when push comes to shove, she can still get Gilk an opportunity to score. John Junker talking to probably his 2 MVPs from this match, Gilk and Erickson, about how they're going to defend, I believe how they're going to defend the backcourt from the outside. As Haugen in the front row here. Haugen or Schulte, one of them's up there, and they defend them both very differently. Haugen more of a 1-6 seam hitter, Schulte more of a 5-6 seam hitter. We'll see how they come out. And it is Schulte.
Erickson to serve here for Champlin Park. Bolter to the floor to dig it up, and then Gilk will deliver. Bolter getting some credit for that one as well, but that's kind of a deflating one if you're Maple Grove. You think you've done things well, and then they score on you anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly where you wanted to put that ball, get them out of system, limit what they can do, and then they set Gilk out of the back row, and there's not much you can do to defend what she's doing right now.
Off the tape, Hartle just gets to it. And it almost spun over, but not quite. It's 21-15 now. Rebels trying to put this one away.
Take a look at the end of this one. Ball is hit, blocked, and then the cover ball lands out, so it is a point for the Rebels.
Roll to the middle and a lot of space there for Schulte. A much needed side out there for the Crimson. Still a very long road back, but got to chip away.
And Ava Reel has come back onto the bench with a bag of ice. She's probably done for the day, but glad she's out and able to be with her team for the remainder of this match.
Bolter a swing. Schuler digging it up. Axness will come to Lily Reese. Gilka dig there for the Rebels. Now it's Bolter going cross court in a collision as Tess Schuler and Quam both went for that ball. 22-16 Rebels. Another nice dig by Erickson. Axness getting it to Gilk. Just barely got that one over. Now Waterman rolling it to the middle. Bolter has to come in and take that one. Cross court, but wide by Schulte. Came with aggression, but couldn't quite get it done. And then Coach Gray will call a timeout, and sensing that this one is getting away in a hurry here for the Crimson.
It's a good set. Tries to find the sideline and misses by inches. Good swing from the freshman. Right now, this timeout isn't, hey, let's come back. How are we going to win this set? It's, this has been a great season, guys. I'm really proud of what you've done. Jamison Gray is a leader with a big heart. So his athletes mean the world to him, and he just wants to make sure that they know how loved they are in this moment. You can see, looks a little choked up there as he's coming out of the timeout. See how his athletes respond, see if they can put a little run together, maybe get one more side out.
Ava Bolter at the service line for Champlin Park as they're trying to put this one away, up 23-16. And make it 24-16. Good effort.
Almost got the benefit of the bounce there.
Bolter will make it back-to-back aces, and the Rebels do get the sweep. The middle set was very tight. The first and third, though, not as much, as they came out and looked pretty sharp, pretty confident, and like a team that all year has been considered one of Minnesota's best.
Yeah, they put it all together for 3 sets. Second set, Maple Grove made things super uncomfortable, but Champlin Park in a 3-0 sweep advances to play the match. That, yeah, you can talk, and John and Scott can talk all they want about every match matters, but when the schedule came out, they had the end of September and November 1st on their schedule as 2 matches they knew they were going to play each other. This will be a great one, the Section 5 4A final on Wednesday.
And you can watch for live coverage of that match here on CCX. It'll be over at Osseo High School, the neutral site. It is the Rebels sweeping the Crimson here tonight in our second semi, 25-16, 23, and 16. For Andy Gugasberg and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Wayzata, where Champlin Park knocks Maple Grove out.